Yeah, this is going to get a little trippy, but bear with me. This starts with you, but not a you that you have ever experienced, but it is you. You and your brethren are all standing around this central being, this 10-headed monstrous hydra, the heads of which are miles long. This is just an enormous creature, and you and your brethren are surrounding it. You can see the various entities in the distance, and you are just attempting to take it down. And then there's a flash, and you are the you that you are familiar with. In fact, you remember the day you were first activated. You and dozens of other Warforged just in the workshop activated at the same time. And your assignments are being immediately handed out. And you are handed off to an, the concept of nobility is a little bit stranger in this elvish society, but what would be elvish nobility? You're assigned to take care of the family, follow their orders, obey them, that kind of thing. And this is your initial meeting. This infant elf is in the arms of her mother, and her father is looking at you appraisingly, kind of smiling a bit and tasking you to follow, and you do. And then you are the you that you are not. Uh, you look around, and there is an alien moon in the sky. The cradle lies broken, and you see your brethren, once sealed, moving to combat whatever alien force is threatening the realm. You see the great fish and the mother are all leaving, but only you remain, and this is a task to which you are well suited. And then you are the you that you are. You are being urged to play by this young girl. This tiny elven child is pulling at you away from your post to engage her in an intriguing game of dollies, and it is utterly in defiance of what you expect yourself to be doing. But you are tasked to obey the family, and she is a member of it. And after a little while, you allow yourself to be pulled away. And then you are once again this other you. You are flying through the sky over this ruined wasteland, the clouds thick with volcanic smoke. And there's a flash of light, a glint of silver behind you, and you are falling. And then you are you that you know. And the elvish city is burning, and you're trying to find your family as shadows move in the dark, and flame burns around and twists the sky and cracks the trees and consumes everything. And the other you is on the ground, being chained down with iron, great demons um, just crawling over your massive form, all hammering down until you are ground to nothing. And you are you again. You are in your home looking for your family. You manage to find the mother's body is broken. The father and daughter are nowhere to be found, but you catch sight of something moving. You head towards it, um, and you find the father, and you guide him outside to safety or apparent safety, and you return to the building, and you are searching, and you are searching, and you hear and the entire building comes down upon you. And then you are in a cold, dark place. You are nothing, anything at all, until there is a crack, a glimmer of light as a door opens in the darkness, and what is left of you, this shadowy essence, this dark cloud, instinctively moves towards it. You don't see the creatures you pass, but you sense the presence of just a handful of mortals and one who is like you, but not like you. You decide to just rush past them. Freedom is more important than figuring out whatever these creatures are. Um, you rush through the doorway just as this smoky essence, and then over the edge of a cliff into darkness. And then you don't know how long has passed. You are beneath this building. The fire has stopped. All is cold. And you are there for a long time. You can hear rain sometimes, but you cannot move. And you hear a voice. It says, commands you, move. But you cannot. And you feel this seeping coldness overtake you. And you feel empowered as this darkness wraps itself in and around your form. And it commands once again, move. And you feel a surge of strength, and you lift upwards, and the building sheds its rubble around you, having been worn away by untold time, and you find yourself in a ruin. Not just a city that is burned, but a city forgotten. And you take a step, and you take another, and you're looking for something. You can't quite remember what. And you take more steps, and then one of your legs gives way, and you hear this voice that says, no, move. And you try to keep moving, but you cannot. All into the mud, and you hear just the voice screaming, no, no. And then all is darkness again. And then you wake up in a glass tube. More conscious than you've been in many centuries. Your being comes to consciousness. You are suspended in this translucent green liquid. There are these balls of light floating around you that occasionally flicker and zap you. It is not a painful experience. They seem to be trying to put you back together. In fact, that does seem to be what they have been doing. Beyond the tube, you see what appears to be a storage building. There are crates and other things stacked up just all over the place. It's a pretty big facility, but that is currently where you're at. What would you like to do?
I think at first it's just sort of taking it all in. Does it look like there's any way out of this tube?
There does not seem to be any method of internal egress. Roll an investigation check.
7.
7. Yeah, it does seem to be a sealed tube. You can see what's pretty clearly supposed to be an intake and kind of an output valve. Not really a valve, but tube. They're covered by some pretty heavy duty mesh. Doesn't seem to be not supposed to leave. It's not how it's designed anyway.
This seems to be putting me back together, so I can't see myself trying to break out yet. I think I'm just going to wait and look around from what I can see where I am.
Certainly. Yeah, even that, you're definitely pretty stiff here, but you do get a pretty good lay of things. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
8.
8. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice shade of green, this tube.
Am I just a chasey right now, or do I have like a headpiece on?
Um, yeah, you probably still have whatever headpiece you were wearing at the time. It may not be in great shape, but
Yeah. Probably some sort of shitty helmet.
yeah, basically. Um, Whoever put you in here may not have realized it was something that could be removed. So you're pretty patient, just for a bunch of different reasons. And so waiting isn't such a big deal for you. Um, it's a little bit tough for you to tell how much time is passing in here. The tube is internally illuminated, and you don't see any windows. But these entities flicker every now and then, and they seem to be doing the best they can to try to figure out how this works. And it's it could be a couple of hours, could be a couple of days, not really sure. You don't have a heartbeat or anything like that. You don't get tired, you don't get thirsty. Yeah, there's nothing to really compare it to. So you're in this tube, and a door opens at the far end of this facility, and uh, a man, a human, you've heard of them, maybe seen one or two that came to the village on or the town on occasion. Uh, this guy's dressed in some pretty simple clothing: shirt, pants, boots. He's wearing an unusual hat, and he seems to have a kind of he has a beard. Hard to tell what color it is because you're in a green tube. But he does come by with a clipboard, and he is kind of just taking stock, and he looks up and kind of peers into the tube and kind of moves his finger past your head to see if you track it at all.
I want to lean forward and peer at him back.
Okay. And he jumps back, and he gets like this really excited grin on his face, and he's talking, and you have no idea what he's saying. Like, the sound is not getting there in any intelligible way. But he is doing the universal symbol for "hang on, wait right there," and he goes and runs off.
I wait.
Right. Um,
I start to whistle.
oh, what would that even do?
Gunk
The
rushes into my. Well, I don't actually have, like, there's no air being produced, right? Because I don't actually
Yeah,
have, like.
it's. I don't think you can whistle.
Well, how can I talk, right? So I
I
think
think
it's
it's
just
like it's
magic.
definitely vibrations. So yeah, it's a very electronic whistle kind of sound. Like, it's not.
It's a
Yeah,
Windows startup noise.
it's. No, that's fine. You emulate a whistle, um, and the lights start kind of also sort of whistling or singing along a little bit. Um, it is like 2 hours before he comes back, and he's dragging along this woman with she's got kind of wild hair. Um, she seems at first really doesn't want to be here, but then she sees you, and her eyes go wide. And so they're talking back and forth for a bit, and he's pressing some buttons on this console, and the tube begins to empty.
I wait for the tube to empty completely.
Okay, the tube empties. You go from floating to standing. Um, you're not in super great shape, but you are fine. A little unsteady, but not bad at all. And then the pressure vessel hisses open, and the tube slides open, and you are exposed to the open air. And the guy says, "Oh man, you're awake. You're well. Look, this is gonna. A lot of time has passed, and everybody you know is dead. I'm sorry."
Processing that.
And the other woman says, "Hmm. I mean, yes, sort of. Listen,
What are my Instructions.
Instructions. And the guy cuts back in and he says, instructions? We didn't really, you don't, I don't think you have any instructions, didn't really have anything planned. I don't, what do you want to do, I guess?
You
Well, we
said
we can get to that. That's a big question. For right now, how about you hang out, rest up, we'll get you fixed up, and we can decide what you want to do from there.
I nod shakily and sort of take a step out of the tube.
Yeah, they both kind of back up and give you the space to do so. And he says, "Okay, okay. So my name's Andy. I kind of run all this. Uh, yeah. Anything you need, just let me know. But more importantly, this is Siren. Um, give her a chance. She, as far as we can tell, from where we found you and the things we know about what she knows. She does have the collected memories of uh, all of the elves from where you're from, just in her head. So that's a thing. Um, maybe she can help you out. Maybe uh, talk with her if you have any questions. I'm sure she's gonna talk to you. I'm gonna go. Just take it easy. If you need anything, the Lantern Archons are here to help. If anything's not working right, let me know. I'll do what I can to fix it. But I got stuff to check on. I'm really glad you're here. I have so many questions, but for now, just take it easy, and we'll talk later. And he's kind of like backing off, like he wants to keep talking, but then he leaves.
That man is very strange.
Yes, yes, he is.
I want to check myself, like my compartments and stuff, to see if I have the things that I had when I got knocked out.
Um, in fact, you don't. She does see you kind of checking yourself, and she says, "Oh, yeah, we didn't want those to be damaged, so." And she pulls a box off of one of the shelves and hands it to you.
All right, I just go through it. Um, I think I open up like a compartment in my chest and start putting things back in it.
All right. Yeah, she kind of turns around to give you privacy. Like she's not really sure how to react to this at all. Um,
There's really no protocol for somebody opening up their chest and just
yeah,
shoving
basically
things
not
in
much
there.
there.
Like it's not a
So
nudity thing, but
no, it's like, I don't know, is it a? I don't know. So yeah, she gives you a moment to collect yourself, so to speak.
do I have like a sword or something? I don't know.
So about that, you are originally equipped with weapons made out of basically magical force. So they are kind of Protoss, like StarCraft style energy sword.
Shoot!
I was going to give you that one too. Basically, whatever weapon you want to have, it'll be a beam out of your wrist kind of a thing.
Well, shoot, that's really cool. All right. Yeah, I have a sword that comes out of my wrist like a laser. I did not envision that. That's really cool.
Yeah, yeah. Sword is the way to go there. Um, the you have another kind of emitter on your other arm as well. It is currently not working, at least insofar as your self diagnostics seem to go. Previously, you've been equipped with like an energy shield as well, or it can be another sword or whatever, but it's not working right now. But beyond that, you do have hands. You can use weapons as normal.
All right. I'm just updating my character sheet with energy sword.
Yeah, it basically functions as either a short sword or a long sword, whatever you prefer. But it does do radiant damage instead of slashing.
All right, I turned to Siren. I have
Okay.
some questions.
I will do my best to answer them.
Firstly, where am I?
Ah, yes, you are, and I don't expect this to have much meaning to you. You are in Wolus. It is a city far to the north of where you were found.
I nod at her. How how long has it been?
I would ask you to sit down, but there are no chairs, and I am not patient.
And I do not require seating.
Indeed. It has been approximately 900 years.
Were there any survivors?
None that we've ever encountered. Everyone that I know of is dead. That is why I know of them. But,
How?
ah, yes, that. We found your city, and beneath it was a repository. Elves were in stasis, is the wrong word, but it is the closest approximation that I have. Um, when I interacted with the entity that was housed there, they downloaded, it's a word I learned from Andy, downloaded the knowledge of your people into my head. And that is, I have all of their memories, the ones that were down there. So, by definition, anyone that I know of is dead after a fashion.
I is there a room somewhere I could go to where I could process all this?
Yes. Yes, come with me. And she leads you out of this kind of warehouse facility into a corridor, and she says, "There are plenty of rooms here. However, if you require anything more residential, I'm sure we can arrange something."
I don't require anything. I just need a place to be alone for now.
Understood. And she takes you to basically a storage room. Um, not really like a closet. Um, that's not being used. She opens the door. It's not a big room at all, but it's private.
As soon as she's gone, Otto just sort of doubles over. Um, I don't really know how to explain this, but like, because he doesn't have physical symptoms of anything, but he can feel emotions. I don't think he's ever had to feel this much physical, like, emotional hurt. So
Right?
I think he just sort of, like, crunches up into, like, not a ball, just sort of doubles over and stares at the ground for a while.
He transforms into his cassette tape form like a transformer. Anyway, that's just for me. Yeah, okay. Not doing so great. How long do you intend to stay that way?
Probably not forever. He probably spends like an hour just sort of thinking about everything, taking that in, then straightens himself up, goes back to the main room.
Okay. In the darkness, because she didn't turn the light on for you, um, you're reaching for the door handle, and you hear this voice that you remember, and it says, "Move,
You're real.
run,"
Who are you?
and then no further response.
I glance around the room for a second just to make sure there's actually nobody in there with me.
Yeah, indeed, there is not.
Alright, I open the door and go back to the main room.
Okay. You head back to that main room. At the present time, nobody seems to be there. Um, Siren does return shortly after you get there. She says, "I see you are here. What can I do for you?"
I think I'm in working order now. I assume I will need to be assigned a new master?
Hmm. I don't know about that.
Then I'm to be deactivated.
That would be most unfortunate, but if it is your choice, I'm sure we can accommodate it. No, you are a free being, despite your origins. You can choose what you want to do. If you choose to serve another master, we can find some purpose for you.
Are hmm. Are there other Warforged in this time?
She considers that for a long time before she answers, and she says, "Not as you know them. Andy, the one you met earlier, did attempt to create a similar um, version. Uh, he did succeed. So, short answer, yes. Long answer, no. If you would like to meet them, it can be arranged.
I don't think that's necessary. I'm just trying to understand what this time is. There are no Warforged. I have yet to see any elves. You say
Oh,
that I'm free to choose my purpose, which doesn't entirely make sense to me, but
there are still elves of varying species and subspecies. Um, there just aren't any of what we're calling the Sky Elves, your creators. They did not survive the calamity.
what what can you tell me about the calamity? What happened?
The Calamity War, as it is called, um, demons invaded from the abyss nearly a millennia ago. They attacked and rolled over mortal settlements with specific intent. Um, the Sky Elves were among those that were wiped out. Eventually, as you have no doubt noticed, they were defeated, um, but not without great losses. I'm sorry, I am not the uh, history nerd of our group.
It's all right. That information will do. I'm sorry. I appear to be functioning slowly right now.
Yes, I am not the expert here. However, I have been told that your body was crushed. Um, I was there when you were dug up, and it was not great, and we were thought you were probably ornamental in nature, but then I remembered what you were, and so we brought you here to see if you could be repaired.
You you say you have the collective memories of the Sky Elves. Do you have individual memories?
Unfortunately, yes. Um,
She didn't survive either.
who didn't survive?
Miss Miss Evelyn.
And she thinks for a while. She has about 14,000 people living in her head. And she says, I do not recall an Evelyn. If she survived the calamity, she did not make it into the repository. I don't know if that is good or bad.
I see. What happens now?
Right now, we are probably going to have supper in about an hour, which I don't think is really something you might be interested in. But then after that, we will probably go to sleep, and then tomorrow we will do some other things and just keep living, which ultimately is the answer to your question. Regardless of what has happened or what will happen, you have the opportunity to keep living, whatever that ends up meaning for you.
I don't need to eat and I don't need to sleep. Living for me doesn't mean doing many of the things that you do. It means serving a master.
Hmm. I will think on that. and I will try to help you as best as I am able.
Thank you. You have been very kind to me, and I apologize for my disposition.
She kind of cocks her head to the side just a fraction of a degree, and she says, "No one has ever accused me of being kind, but I thank you nonetheless. I shall return here. You are welcome to roam the facility. We will not keep you here if it is your will to leave, but I will return in the morning. Um, Good night, I suppose." And she goes to leave.
Good night, Lady Siren.
She kind of like there's a hitch in her step as you say Lady Siren, and she just lets it go and keeps walking.
Alright. I sort of just stand around for a while as if I'm standing guard, maybe for about an hour, and then I think it occurs to me that I'm not a guard. I'm not guarding anything. So then I just sort of wander around the room, checking things out.
All right. It does seem to be. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. Wow. Yeah. All right.
That natural
Um,
20.
Using it on the big stuff.
Yeah, looking around a room I've already looked around.
Yeah, without the tank in the way, you're able to get a much better feel for this kind of place, maybe poking some boxes here and there. It does seem to be pretty much just an archive of sorts, just various artifacts from history are here. Nothing inherently magical other than probably you is really stored here. This is mostly just this would be in a museum kind of a thing. Not a whole lot that you recognize. You recognize some. Uh, I'm not entirely sure what even would survive. What you recognize probably more than anything is a stack of paving stones from some of the streets from your town, the city. Um, just various like these are from the place, but nothing more interesting than the things you've already recovered.
Right. Are there, like, are there any helmets in here? Are there, like, masks or anything that, like, I could affix to my head?
You find this one mask of Johnny Bravo. No, you do find a. Yeah, honestly, there are a couple of masks from a few different cultures. Um, there are probably some even spare. There's probably one spare like warforged mask from the same culture that looks like it was probably not attached to a body at any particular point.
I
But
think,
yeah, you've definitely got some options in the mask department if there's anything particular you'd like.
yeah, I think I spent some time just taking them off and on, like, peering into the glass of, like, the tube and just trying on different headpieces.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely any number of options there. Um, Really, whatever you want there is probably fine.
Yeah, if I'd settle on just a helmet, I think that's actually intact and not it's 900 years old.
Yeah, easy enough.
All right. Trying to think of what I would do next. Would they still be having supper at this point, or would they just.
Mm, if you went through a lot of stuff to look for, yeah, with as thorough as you probably were, um, yeah, they're probably done.
Alright, maybe I'll go find Andy.
Okay. Yeah, give me another investigation check.
17.
17. You roam about the facility. You do eventually find someone to ask, and they point you towards an office in the front. And sure enough, you go through the door, and Andy is there, just kind of looking at some papers. He's also has a strange, flat kind of looks like a window in front of him. he's got it in one hand that he's looking through, and it's an iPad. He has an iPad. Um, he sees you, and he looks up and he says, "Oh, hey, hey, hey. What's up? What's going on? What can I do for you?"
Hello, Andy. I was wondering, may I take this? And I point at the helmet I'm wearing.
Uh, yeah, that's fine. We've cataloged all of the stuff in there. It's fine.
Good, thank you. I. Is there anything you would like me to do? I've already asked if you had any instructions, but it's been a few hours, and I was wondering if I should ask again.
Um, I don't really need anything that needs doing right now. What kind of things do you normally do, or
Nor.
did normally do? Did do normally?
Well, I guarded. Sometimes I fought. Sometimes I assisted in acquiring illicit cookies.
Um, hmm. Okay. Tell you what, that actually sounds really good right now. There's a bakery not too far from here. Um, would you mind running and grabbing some cookies?
Yes. Would you like me to acquire these through the exchange of currency, or.
Yeah. I think it'll be a good experience for you. Here, and he pulls out. He's trying to figure out. He's never really gotten the hang of this. He pulls out a pouch of gold and hands it over. Like he's going for his back pocket first, and he's like, "Nope, that's not how this works," and hands over this pouch.
Thank you. How much is this worth?
I have no idea. I just hand people coins and until they smile at me.
Ah, all right.
I try to avoid any of that at all costs.
I shall return with cookies.
I'll be here. Good luck.
I wave Andy goodbye.
And the camera lingers in his office, and he's kind of just smiling, like, I've done a good deed. They have a task. This will be great. And then he jumps up, like, I didn't tell them where the bakery was. And he yeah, but it's too late. What do you do?
I wander out of the facility and pick a direction.
Okay, roll a d4.
Woohoo! 4.
Okay, amazing. Yep, you pick a random direction and head down that way, looking for the bakery specifically, just kind of looking around. What are you doing?
I'm looking for places where food might be sold.
Okay. Does Otto have a sense of smell?
Well, now that's a good question. I mean, Otto doesn't have like a face, right? But Otto can still
Right,
see and hear. I would argue,
right.
would you bother programming in a sense of smell for your, like, soldier dude? I don't know.
Hmm. Where they were bodyguards, it could be useful in detecting like
A fire.
fire. Yeah, I think they probably have done that almost
Yeah.
exclusively for it, if only for that reason.
Yeah, so
There's a fire.
let's say Otto can smell. Otto doesn't associate like smells with deliciousness though because Otto can't eat, right?
Right. It's more like that is how a cookie smell. All right. So you're heading in that direction, and indeed, you smell. It's not quite the same, um, but it is the smell of baked goods. And you do see some people leaving a shop carrying some bags that have a picture of a yeah, it's a picture of a muffin. Um, the muffin has like curved horns coming out of the top of it, and
Oh my god.
kind of like a barbed tail, kind of coiled around the back. It looks like a demon muffin.
Alright, I head towards the demon muffin. I'm just also, like, walking down the street, probably totally overwhelmed by the amount of different.
Oh, there are lights and people everywhere,
I
and
haven't seen half of these races before in my life. I have
yeah,
no idea what this is.
definitely, it's a phantasmagoria of just everything.
I am very clearly a robot.
Yeah, people are giving you some odd looks, but it's maybe not the strangest thing that they've seen in Wollis. They're definitely they give you a wide berth, but they don't give you any trouble really.
I head to this place where I saw the muffins coming from, or the muffin bag.
Sure. You open the door. There's a chime, and inside is seems to be like a pretty laid back cafe. There are people that are uh, just lounging around, um, eating baked goods, drinking some kind of brown drink. And there's a counter with prices written in a language you're unfamiliar with. Um,
Do I speak common?
you definitely do, at least a version of it, but the menu's not that convenient.
Of course.
Um, and behind the counter is a red-skinned man. Um, his horns curve back behind his head. He's just kind of he looks up at you, notices that you're here, and says, mm, "Hold on, I'm not gonna be able to do this right. Welcome. How wonderful, a new guest. Come in, come in.
Excuse me, sir. I would like to purchase your finest cookies.
Ah, that is a difficult proposition. All of my cookies are the finest cookies, and you can hardly purchase them all. Would you like to?"
Hmm. How many cookies will this buy me? And I get out all the gold Andy gave me.
He doesn't even look at the pile of gold on the counter. How interesting. Well, I think that will buy you as many cookies as you'd like, my metallic, rocky, viney friend. Would you like that in a bag or in a box?
I am more fond of boxes. What are the
Hmm.
preferred cookies of a human?
I think most humans like the dreaded chocolate chip.
I see. I'm not.
Personally, I like the oatmeal cranberry, but you know,
Have I ever met a tiefling before?
nope.
Well, I don't know what Otto would think of it, but he's not rude, so he's not gonna comment.
At least this one isn't actively setting things on fire.
He maybe doesn't completely trust this, but he's not gonna say it.
Right. Yep. So the guy starts setting about packing away every cookie that he has out. And he sets the box up on the counter and says, "Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If there's anything you ever need that is a confection, please come back.
I leave the store
Bye
and head
bye."
straight back to Andy.
All right. You return to Andy with the crate of cookies.
Sir Andy, I've acquired the cookies you asked for.
Oh, hey, yeah. How did that go? Did you meet anybody? Have any adventures?
I met a man who looked oddly like a demon, but he didn't act like a demon, so I wasn't sure if I should say anything about it.
Oh, yeah. Um, right. I didn't really think that part through. Yeah, he's cool. He's fine. Um, good job. Thank you.
Even so, I think you should have these cookies tested by a mage before consumption.
Um, maybe not a mage, but I might have him tested by a monk, and that'll probably be fine. Don't worry about it.
I fish out a chocolate chip cookie and hand it to him.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. And then I leave the room.
But bye. I guess. And he sets the cookie down on the table. Yeah. Where are you going?
Just gonna patrol the facility because I'm pretending everything is okay.
Fair enough. Go ahead and make a give me a perception check.
14.
14. Your self imposed watch seems to go without issue. How long do you keep at it?
I think I do a couple runs the grounds before sort of picking a spot and standing there because it's not. I think, he seems to realize that this place isn't on any active threat of danger. It's in the middle of a city. Things seem pretty chill. No one's like on alert.
Right. Okay. Um, yeah, I think it does go without too much issue. It is the early hours of the morning, and you hear that same voice again. Run.
What are you? Answer me. What are you?
Power. Destruction. Run.
From what? What's he? I don't understand.
And then there's no further response.
I'm gonna go find Andy.
um, you find Andy. Uh, you actually might not find Andy here. No, he actually does. He sleeps at his facility. He's. Where are you, Andy? Of course you are. Andy is asleep at his desk. His face is on a cookie. Exactly. Yep, you called it.
I stand outside his room until the morning.
Okay. Yeah, the morning comes. He snorts himself awake. The cookie sticks on his cheek for a moment before falling back to the desk. And he looks up and sees you lingering in the door frame there, and he says, "Oh, hey, what time is it?"
It is approximately 7 a.m.
"Oh, all right, yeah, okay, cool. Well, what's up? What's going on?"
Sir Andy, I had some questions about my retrieval. I appear to be functioning differently than when I was. Before I was recovered.
Okay. Yeah. What's up?
I have on occasion been hearing a voice in my head that is not part of my usual functioning. It has told me to run.
It told you to run. That's hmm. And I guess something could be damaged, or I'm not sure. You said you haven't always had this voice.
No, it is not akin to my speaking voice or my processing voice. It has also said that it is power.
Okay, so normally I tell people to listen to the voices in their heads when they, tell them to do things. But that sounds not great. Um, when did this start?
Before I woke up.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. That. Oof. Not gonna lie here, bud. You're not really my area of expertise. Um, I'll do what I can, but we probably need some kind of wizard or something to take a look at you here. Um, maybe they can help. I don't know, but yeah, we'll definitely see what's up. But you mentioned you had some questions.
Well, the questions amounted to, is there any way to remove this voice or reset me back to my original functioning?
Oh, uh, you're not sure there, bud. We can. Yeah, let's. I think Siren was going to come back today. Let's ask her. She might know a thing or two about this.
Very well. Until then, what are my instructions?
Just sit tight, I guess. And if it's around 7, she should be here pretty soon.
Very well.
Cool, great. And yep, he kind of works a little bit, gets a little distracted by the thing looming in the doorway. Um, and eventually, Siren does indeed show up. Not too much longer after that, and she says, "Hello, how are you?"
Good morning, Lady Siren. I am functioning oddly.
I see. What kind of uh oddly is it?
There is a voice in my head speaking commands.
Uh hmm. I have some experience in that area. Do they intend you harm, do you think?
It only said to run.
Hmm. Hmm. Could it be some divergent message from the calamity? Run from the demons? If so, I assure you, you're quite safe.
No, I don't think it's that. I think when I tried to engage with the commands, it said it was power, destruction.
Huh. Well,
Could it be that some sort of demon decided to use my body as a shield or to inhabit?
I mean, maybe. Uh, I guess we could ask a paladin. See if we can detect any demons. I'll look into that and I will get back to you. Um, I did have something else for you. Um, we talked about your purpose, what you wanted to do going forward, serving a master. It's not quite the same, I think, but the city council has received a request for aid, and we were going to send um, some, probably somebody from the Adventurers Guild. But I thought that if you are comfortable with it and feel yourself well suited, perhaps you could do some work for the city council and hmm, fulfill your role as a protector just somewhere else, if you find it amenable.
Hmm.
Oh, but the specifics, of course. There is a uh, town to the south called Allabrook. It's they've got something of a adventurer's starter dungeon there. It's all rather silly, but they are experiencing some difficulties and they would like somebody to investigate. We received this request not too long ago. Uh, it shouldn't be particularly difficult, but it would be helpful if someone were able to resolve this. You don't have to decide now. You can think about it.
I'm sorry, this is a strange situation for me. I'm usually accustomed to being told to do things, not told to decide whether or not to do things.
Yes, I imagine so. I do not have any memory of anyone ever asking any of your kind's opinion on anything at all, ever.
But this city council you mentioned, they would be a worthy a worthy thing to serve, is what you're suggesting.
I would believe so. They are tasked with protecting the city and, when possible, the surrounding region. Um, they look after for people who cannot look after themselves.
Yes, I think this would be a good idea. I will go to Allabrook.
Excellent. Um, whatever provisions you think you might need, um, we can provide, and whenever you would like to leave, of course, you can do so. I'll at least set about finding you a map.
Very well, I will leave as soon as possible. I don't believe I require any provisions other than information.
Uh, as you like. And she goes to find a map.
I turn to Andy. How were the cookies?
Oh, yeah. He picks the one up off the table. Great. Thank you again.
They didn't appear to be poisoned or magically enchanted in some way?
No, they seem to be regular cookies.
Very good.
Did you? Nope, that was a dumb question. Never mind. Yeah, thanks again. Yeah, it sounds like you got a job. That's sudden, but yeah, that's probably appropriate. You are, after all, you.
Yes, I am me.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't really know what I'm doing here. Yeah. Is there anything I can help you with here? I'll look into the voice thing. I don't really know what we're gonna find on that, but
Hmm. I
I
just
I
keep
have some
staring at Andy.
I have some sources outside of the city. Um, Man, yeah, just gonna keep doing that, huh? Okay. Uh,
Would you like me to leave?
See if I say yes, that sounds rude.
Well, it is within your rights to ask me to leave, Sir Andy.
I mean, on the one hand, no, I maybe just stop staring at me.
I turn my head slightly to the left.
It's technically better. I wonder if I can get you to run Doom.
Please explain what doom is.
Oh, yeah, sure. Hey, I'll yeah, come over here. And he taps some things on his iPad there and shows you what Doom is.
Fascinating.
Which, come to think of it, is a game that lets that where you kill demons, so there's probably some affinity there.
Yeah, like, I think Otto is just psyched,
What is a
just
rocket
entranced.
launcher?
These wizards are incredibly adept at fighting back the Horde. You must tell me, is this some sort of magical mirror that allows us to see real events, or is it merely a construction?
Oh man, that's a tough one. It is a device that it is a simulation. Sometimes it simulates real things, but in this case, it is definitely not something that happened.
Ah,
Uh,
yes.
People were never 16-bit graphics.
I thought that might be distortion in the magic mirror.
Oh yeah, no, that's a fair guess. But no, it's just an old game. Every starship ran a copy of it. Anyway, no, that's fine. Yeah, no, it's a thing. Huh, man, sorry, I just realized how far from home I was. Don't worry about it. Something we have in common, maybe. Uh, but yeah, good luck on your trip.
Thank you.
Um,
If I may, it seems like you too believe you are out of place here.
yeah, yeah, I it's a long story, but short answer, yes. I'm definitely not from around here.
Well, I appreciate what you've done for me. If you ever need any more cookies, please send for me. And I leave the room.
All right. About that time, Siren is returning with some supplies, and she's like, "All right, here's a map. This is where you're going. This is where you are." Um, and she's got like a compass. Like, I don't know if you need this, but here it is. Um, she's got a blank journal with a pen. Like, I don't know if you want to write something down, but there you go. Just all of the adventure adjacent things that she could think of, which isn't much. She's pretty bare bones herself. Um, she did forgo like a bedroll or a tent or anything like that.
Suitably.
Yeah.
Were there any plans to have someone arrive to examine my condition, or should I be on my way quickly?
Um, I mean that's kind of up to you. We It might take us some time to find somebody sufficiently versed in whatever is afflicting you. If you do
Hmm.
not feel it will interfere with your function, um, I'd say you're free to go. If you want to wait, you certainly are more than welcome to.
Perhaps I should journey to Allybrook, and on my way back, we might arrange something.
That seems reasonable. I will definitely have our top minds look into this, such as it were. You are doomed. Our top minds are few, but I'll
I
have them
have
look
recently
into it
learned what doom
nonetheless.
is. I do hope to be doomed.
Her face goes completely blank, like she has no idea what you're saying. She just says, "Yeah, okay, great. Sounds like a win-win then."
Farewell, Lady Siren. Thank you again.
Thank yes, you are welcome. Thank you. And with that, she turns and goes, leaving you to your own devices.
Well, I've said goodbye to the two people I've actually spoken to, so I think I'm going to be on my way. Just on foot out of Wollis.
All right. Um, yeah, in the stuff that you were given were some provisional entry documents, because well, this is pretty bureaucracy heavy. Um, doesn't take you long to figure out what they're for. The guard asks you for them at the gate, stamps them, hands them back to you. It's pretty much just like a brief description because nobody even asked your name at any point. Um, Going off of Siren's knowledge bases of they don't really have names, they're just appliances. Um,
I mean, that suits Otto. One thing I did forget to mention is if I can acquire a cloak at any point, like in my adventure supplies or wherever, it would be cool to not super look like a robot.
yeah, easy enough. You're able to acquire a cloak without any issue there.
Because as weird as Otto is, I think he gets the hint that he's weird.
um, yeah, so you have your cloak, you got your supplies, and just gonna start walking.
Do, 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 do,
Okay.
do, 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 do.
Yeah, heading south on the road. You do. Uh, the road is pretty well traveled. It is winter time. Um, Not a lot of people on the road. Not a lot of reason to go in and out of Wallace at this time of year. Um, you do come across about a day out. There is an inn called the Days Out Inn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now it is a place for food and sleep, so
That's now Warforged don't get tired, so
nope. You can just keep going.
I look at it. It sure is an inn.
Yep,
I've read
sure is.
about those.
Read about those. Yeah. So yeah, I'm heading south. Beyond there, it's open for a bit. Rocky Hills. Uh,
I'm picturing very Ghibli backgrounds.
yeah, outskirts of Wallace is pretty Ghibli backgrounds. Trip goes mostly uneventfully. You see animals, some of which you recognize, some of which you don't. Um, and you end up in a forest. And yeah, what do you just gonna keep walking on the path to Allabrook?
Um,
Or better yet, go ahead and give me a perception check.
okay. 20.
Nice. Yeah. You're walking on the road and you kind of go around this curve where there's kind of a steep incline where something unfortunate will happen in about 2 weeks. Um, but you keep going around the road um, for about an hour into this forest, and you come through an especially like it gets rockier, and through the trees you do spot a clearing where there is a you see somebody sitting on a rock in the center of this clearing. So not I guess not a clearing if there's a boulder in the middle of it, but
An almost
nonetheless
clearing.
an almost clearing. And you
Um,
do see some terrain beyond it, but this guy is sitting facing away from the road. Um,
is it very far away, like off the path of the road?
um, it's a good 60 feet or so. Like it's not like miles away or anything. Like you could get over there pretty quickly if you wanted to.
I'm gonna just casually walk over there.
Okay. The scene before you is a man with uh kind of like medium length kind of copper hair. His face is covered by a scarf. He's got gray eyes, and he is sitting cross-legged on this rock, looking at a doorway of what appears to be some sort of ruin, set into the side of a kind of like it's not really a mountain, but it's rockier than a hill. I guess it'd be a hill, but yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
And he looks over at you and says, "Yes."
Do you require any assistance?
And he kind of scoots around and looks at you. "From you?"
Yes, from me.
uh, Perhaps. Have you seen a girl around here?
Unfortunately not. Have you lost her?
Yes. She has run away from home. She misunderstood some things, I think, and I am trying to bring her back. There are people in this dungeon. I tracked her to around here, but I lost her trail. I do not know if she is within, and I do not know if she is among them, but there are people here, and I was debating whether or not to go in after them.
Do you suspect them of perhaps being ruffians?
No, I suspect they are simply fools.
Hmm. Well, if you are in need, then perhaps I could go take a look inside the dungeon.
Oh, you would do that?
Yes. I see no reason not to.
Hmm, very well. I will remain here, or did you want me to go with you?
I suppose that is up to you, sir.
Hmm. It is entirely likely that the person I am hoping to find would be more startled at my presence. It might be best if you can convince her.
Of course. Are you the girl's father?
No, I am her brother.
I see.
Though, well, yes, I am her brother.
All right. I will venture into the dungeon, talk to these people, and report back to you shortly.
As you like. I will remain here then. Good luck, or something.
I nod and enter the dungeon like an idiot.
Okay. There we go. Okay. So, you descend down some stairs and you find yourself in these kind of catacomby areas. Okay, so ahead of you, there does seem to be a basin set into the ground. There is what looks to be a broken trapdoor over it. Um, what would you like to do?
A broken trapdoor, you say?
Yeah, it looks like it fell through, and there was this pool beneath it that seems to contain a thick, viscous liquid.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm just probably gonna try to go around that if I can. Can I just edge past?
Yeah, it's not too difficult. There's a bit of a ledge there. Go ahead and give me a just general dexterity check.
It's a 4!
Okay, well, it was only gonna be a 5, but sure. So you do slip and fall into the acid, and you take 3 points of acid damage.
Alright.
You're able to climb out without too much issue. Which direction would you like to go in?
Video games have taught me to go left. I know this because I watched 5 minutes of Doom.
Wonderful. Oh, this audio is going to be garbage
Yeah.
from all of the screeching. But I accept this. Okay, so, yep. Heading north.
Bum, bum,
This
bum.
does head down some stairs there into a chamber. The chamber here seems to have a pedestal with a button on it, and the pedestal itself has about 20 darts just sticking out of it, except for in one vaguely person shaped area where there are no darts.
Cool. I know a sprung trap when I see one. I'm just gonna keep walking if I can. Um, in all of this, do I hear anything? Like any signs of people?
Give me a perception check.
3.
You hear some dripping, but no, you don't. You don't hear any signs of people.
Alright. I'm just gonna keep walking. Anything in this chamber?
Um, yes, in that chamber. Yep, towards the continuing on direction, there is another sprung trap. This seems to be a spiked pit. You see some trickling blood heading off into the next room. There is a door right there.
Interesting. Well, I'm made of. How deep is the pit?
The pit does appear to be a 10-foot pit
Alright,
there.
that's pretty high. I'm gonna try to leap the pit, I guess?
Okay, go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
No! Why do I roll so
Oh no. Yeah, unfortunately, you do not manage to clear the pit. You do fall into it. You do manage to take 6 points of. Well, it's 4 points of piercing damage and 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
low? Can I climb out?
Yeah, go ahead and give me either an athletics or acrobatics check, whichever you would
Alright.
prefer.
14.
14, easy enough. You
Yeah.
climb up out of the pit. Looks like there are already some handholds that have been dug there, and you're able to continue on.
900 years and your stone and root body falls apart.
Okay,
I open the door.
open the door. The door explodes. No.
Yeah.
Beyond the door, you do find a pool of water. Around this pool, you also see several bedrolls, and the remains of a campfire.
Carefully step around. I peer into the pool briefly.
Yeah, you see your face reflected there.
Okay.
After everything, it's mostly you.
Ah. I see. I don't see, like, the devil.
Nope,
Alright.
just you.
Okay. I walk into the next room.
Okay. In this room, you pretty hard to avoid it now. You do hear the sound of voices from this corridor. This corridor ends in just a cave-in. It's collapsed. This is just a small alcove with a pedestal. And this corridor, you hear some sounds. There's some stairs that go down deeper into wherever this goes.
Alright. I'm going to approach this corridor quietly, see if I can hear what they're saying.
Okay, give me another perception check.
10.
You definitely hear two voices. One of them is saying, like, you didn't have to trip every trap on the way down here, did you? If you hadn't, we wouldn't be in this situation now. We would have gotten out yesterday and there wouldn't have been any problems at all. And then the reply says, it's hardly my fault. We've had some setbacks, yes, but once we get through this door, we will have all the riches we could possibly want, and that includes your riches. Puh. And she says, the response comes, look, I don't really. Yeah, fine, let's just get through the door. Can you actually handle this one, or do you need help? That's fine, it's fine. I'm the best lockpick here, and today.
Actually,
Leave it to me.
aren't so bad at picking locks.
Who's there? Who are you?
Excuse me. My name is Ondo or Thond Tira. I am here looking for a little girl.
Ondo. What's that?
You can assign whichever name you wish to me, it doesn't matter. Have you seen a small child of unknown race?
Today?
Yes, today.
Not
Or
today.
Yesterday?
No. No, I haven't seen any children. Why would children be doing in a dungeon?
Does a 14 insight check do anything to that?
He seems to not have seen any children.
Interesting.
Seems, if not convincing, too drunk to deceive. Or if
Well,
not drunk, not really have his wits about him.
hmm.
No, we haven't seen. Can you come down here?
Oh, yes, sorry. Are they about there, or where are they?
Once you're there, you can see them. They're a little bit further on. There is a younger woman with he's middle aged kind of a guy. He's got this huge bushy mustache. She's got kind of short cropped brown hair. Just kind of, she's got a mace and some chainmail, and he's dressed in pretty much just normal clothes. Oh, there's your face. There's this guy. Look at this guy coming down. You brave fella, looking for a little girl in a dungeon like this. But there's no girl unless she went the other way. But I didn't see anybody the other way either.
What is it that brings the two of you here? Is there anything that I can assist you with?
We're treasure hunt. We're hunting treasure. We're trying to get through this door. The treasure's on the other side. Probably. Yeah, what he said. We're just kind of, yeah, we're seeing if there's anything here.
I see. Well, let me know if you see anybody. I will probably be wandering in the other direction.
Okay, you want to open the door and get some treasure? Treasure.
Well, I assumed that you were going to open the door, but I can take a shot at it if
Yeah,
you'd like.
yeah. I was gonna do it. I could do it, but if you want to try, you go for it.
Well, alright. May I borrow your tools?
Yeah, to help yourself. And he hands over a set of thieves' tools.
Okay. Just a straight dex check?
Yep. Yeah, you manage to snap one of the tools almost immediately. And he says, no, that's not, give it here, you're gonna break it. Oh, you already broke it. See, this is why we can't have nice things. Except the things we're hopefully about to have on the other side of the door.
I
Look.
pull a chocolate chip cookie out of my pocket and hand it to him.
Oh, that's really nice of you. That's really great. Thank you so much. I'm gonna eat this right now. And she's like, can you open the door first? Yeah, just fine. Yeah, whatever. Let's do it. And he goes to open the door. And yeah, the lock clicks open, and he swings open the trap door. He says, "Are you happy? I'm gonna eat this cookie." And he starts eating the cookie. In the room beyond, you do catch sight of maybe some small containers and things like that. Does seem to be a small storage room of some kind, and the other woman's already through the door.
Is there anywhere for a little girl to hide?
Yeah, there is a sarcophagus propped up against the wall.
Hmm. Yeah, sure. I go over and I open the sarcophagus.
All right, give me a strength check.
All right. Nope.
Nope.
It's been 900 years. I can't move this.
Yeah, no real leverage, no real point of ingress. That is a sealed person box. Presumably, if you can't get in there, little girl probably can't either.
All right. I'm content with that information, though, that if I couldn't move it, this tiny girl can't be hiding in there. So with that, I just sort of leave. Good luck.
Oh, yeah, sure. Bye. Thanks for the cookie.
I'm just gonna skip past all this.
Sure.
And I guess I should check the other corridors. I'm gonna snooch past here. Should I make a check for that?
Yeah, give me another. I can call this acrobatics or dex if it matters.
It doesn't. 9.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Yeah.
You can still skirt around that edge and. Okay, the chamber before you. Yeah, so there are some statues and a stone sarcophagus at the far end of this room.
Alright, I'm going to try to open the sarcophagus because I'm an idiot. And I've never been on my own before.
What?
7.
Man, dice aren't
Really?
being nice to you tonight.
Well, you know what? Maybe they've been saving me from traps. Maybe
Maybe
these poor strength checks have kept me from unleashing an ancient evil.
there you go. But yeah, the stone lid kind of budges, but once again, if you can't lift it, there's no way the little girl's going to be able to.
Yeah, alright, I keep moving. Unless I notice something cool about the angels as I pass by.
They do seem to just be regular statues.
Alright.
Okay. The final chamber here. There are 2 more sarcophagi that look kind of like eyeballs. And 3 stone pillars with 2 corridors there.
Alright, I'm gonna try the sarcophagi again.
All right.
11?
Okay, yeah. The first one you're able to lift and leverage open and slide the lid off here. Within it, there is just a skeleton laying in kind of burial pose.
I
There
solemnly
do seem
close
to
the lid
be.
again.
You do see the glint of gold around its fingers.
I don't know how this robot would interpret stealing from the dead, so I'm just gonna close the lid.
Sure. Close the lid. No problem.
Okay. I'm gonna try to move the last one just in case. Nope.
Oh,
Do
doesn't
I
even
see
budge.
anything down these corridors?
Okay, give me a perception check.
15.
15. Yes, you do see down one of these corridors. There is the shape of a person kind of in the fetal position at the far end of the one that you're actually at right now.
Alright. I'm gonna crouch down and approach slowly. Hey. Hello?
Doesn't seem to be a response.
My name is Ondo or Thond Tira. What's yours?
A
voice inside your head says.
I freeze. Are you some sort of demon?
No.
I don't know who you are, but I think you'd better leave.
Do you wish me to leave?
Yes.
Suffer.
And this black smoke pools around you. It seems to be leaving your body. And as it does so, you feel yourself grow weaker, unable to support your own frame. You have been repaired somewhat, but that doesn't seem to be what's keeping you running. And as this kind of smoke fills the bottom of the chamber, you collapse in a heap, just staring straight at the ceiling. And the voice sounds very far away.
Work together. Survive. Become.
Am I able to move even the slightest?
You could try. You might be able to move your head.
Right. I stare at him for a long time without moving, and then I try to just nod my head the slight.
Okay. You're not sure if it notices as such, but the intention is clear, and all of this shadowy smoke rushes back into your form, and you are able to stand.
Together. Stronger. Become.
Together, you say.
And there's no further response.
I'd like to shamble towards the figure I saw if it's still there.
Yeah, the figure at the end of the corridor is still kind of curled up there.
Does it respond at all when I approach?
It does not. As you get close to it, it does seem to be a withered corpse.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, it's clutching a dagger. There seem to be scratches. Well, it's actually pretty decomposed at this point. But it does seem to be somebody or something that came here before.
It's not a little girl, is it?
Nope, definitely not a little girl.
Cool.
I mean, it could be a little girl. It's a halfling.
Do I know what a halfling is?
You don't, though.
I just think it's a weird baby.
It's a halfling of indeterminate. It's a small humanoid of indeterminate race and gender.
What race was the man I saw before?
He did appear to be human.
All right.
Yeah, it's roll a medicine check. Why not?
All right. Let's see how stupid I am. No, I did it.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's not human.
Okay. I solemnly walk back out. Just, I think, leave, I suppose. I searched the dungeon. I had a weird vision.
You head out of the dungeon. The guy's still sitting there, kind of tapping these clawed gauntlets on the rock.
I shake my head at him. As far as I could tell, there was no little girl.
Ah, there were people there. Did you meet them?
Indeed.
Who were they?
I'm not entirely sure. One appeared to be a drunkard, the other just a woman.
Just a woman. Very well. And you're not human. You're not flesh and blood.
I suppose not. What gave it away?
The sound you make when you move. Also, I can't hear the blood in your arteries. It's odd how quiet you are. But no matter. You said there was just a man and a woman.
Yes. No sign of a girl.
That's consistent with the tracks here. I guess my search continues. I thank you for your help.
Right. I think I'd better go.
That would be wise. There's a storm coming. I don't know if it will matter if you're caught out in it.
Most likely not, but I thank you anyway. Farewell.
Indeed. Goodbye. And he hops off the rock, cracks his neck, and heads into the dungeon.
I'm concerned. I think Otto stares at him as he goes into the dungeon, but isn't quite sure what his responsibilities here are. Let's say... No, I walk away.
All right, you continue your journey.
And I would walk 500 miles.
Dorted. All right. Yeah, you continue your journey south. Normally on foot, it would be slow going, but you do not have to stop and rest.
Yeah, I don't even have to take breaks. It's just consistent trudging.
Yeah, you can also pretty reliably take a straight path almost, just Terminator your way through stuff. It's another 2.5 weeks of pretty constant walking, not interrupted by a whole lot. The same kind of, there's some wildlife, there's a storm, as the guy said, that you weather without any big deal. Actually, that is going to be a question. Your composition, we did decide it was primarily stone and like wood, right?
Yeah, like, I'm picturing, like, magical roots
Yeah, that
to
would
function
be.
as almost wiring. But I'd have to imagine they're enchanted in some way, because otherwise they would just be donezo.
That's true. Um, yeah, I think that's part of the situation with why you're not able to move so great.
Mm-hmm.
Is that they weren't able to fix it, not realizing that it was a problem,
Right.
among other reasons. But yeah, um,
Do you think the storm is an issue?
no, I don't think it will be. I was just for a normal Warforged. Once you got out of the forest onto the open plain, you would be a lightning rod.
That's true.
But no, as a stone wood guy, you're probably okay.
Alright. I think at one point I do stop to just, like, uproot a small plant and I just hide it in my chest cavity.
All right.
Just graft it into the rest of the root system. I don't know. Something like that. And keep walking.
All right. At one point, you're probably about 3 or 4 days out. You come across a wagon heading north. It's a man and a woman on the front of the wagon with like 6 kids in the back of the wagon, all being pulled by one kind of trail worn donkey.
I sort of raised my hand in greeting, but unless they engage with me, I think I would just keep walking.
The guy does wave, and he actually does stop and say, where are you heading?
Allabrook.
Oh, Allabrook. Allabrook is seems to be kind of dangerous. We're kind of heading out ourselves.
Did you come from there?
Yeah, we our farmstead got burned down. We're going to stay with some relatives uh over in Eastfall. The road splits up here ahead. Uh, where'd you come? Where are you coming from to go to Allabrook?
I've been sent from Wolis to investigate what's been happening there. You said your farmstead was burned down?
Yeah, it was torn down, burned down. We were attacked. Uh, Listen, these Numeranians. Hey, adventurers guys, right? Uh, yeah, they got them their little starter dungeon, attracting all the adventure would bees from around to come practice being an adventurer. It was already stupid, but they got their goblins that they stocked the dungeon with got cut loose, raided half the countryside before they were put down.
I see. Are these goblins still a threat?
I don't know. They think they got all of them, but doesn't matter my property none.
Yes, I suppose so. My condolences, sir.
Yeah, thank you. But if you're going there, probably yeah, that'll be good if you're investigating, I suppose. But keep an eye out. Things are strange down there.
I will. Thank you. I hope your family has better luck.
Yeah, right kind of you. Thank you, sir. Ma'am, sir.
It doesn't matter. Good day.
You good day. And he flicks his reins, and the donkey goes. The donkey brays, and then they pull through and down the road. Um, yeah, nothing really else happens. A couple, 4 or 5 days pass, 3 or 4 days pass rather, and you find yourself looking at a sign that says "Welcome to Allabrook."
And now Otto doesn't know what to do. He's just staring at his map in confusion, like, well, it got me here. Was I given any information about, like, somebody to talk to, or was it just check out the starter dungeon?
No, well, she would have given you a copy of the request, which comes from a man named it's Marshall Wilson Schaffer. Schaefer.
Alright, what time is it?
Good question. Luckily, I have a D24. It is 3 in the afternoon.
Alright, then I just ask around. You know, like, excuse me, miss, but do you know Wilson Schaefer? Do you know the Marshall?
Yeah, Allabrook is not a huge town.
They must be used to
Um,
weirdos showing up there.
yeah, with the Adventurers Guild having their little thing here, they are used to all types blowing through. They do point you in the direction to the town hall, the adjacent building to which is the marshal's office, which is also the jail.
Cool. I knock on the door of the marshal's office.
Hear a gruff voice say, "Come in."
I walk inside.
Strange to have somebody knock, but welcome. What can I do for you?
I bow slightly to him. Marshal Wilson, I am sent here on behalf of the Woolus City Council to investigate your, strangenesses. And I hand him the letter.
Oh, excellent. Thank you for your prompt response. We weren't expecting anybody to review this for months, really. City council's so wrapped up in its own business these days, but well, here you are. Great. Yeah, it's a strange situation. So they got the Adventurers Guild in town. They, you know, exist, but strange things go through here. A bunch of people, would-be adventurers, come through town, just wanting to make a name for themselves, I guess, cut their teeth on something safe. Thing is, not all of them coming out of that thing. Um, you know, you probably don't know what a goblin is.
I know they apparently attacked the town. I have never seen
Yeah.
them before.
Um, look, I don't know what's going on. Basically, some kids got killed, and they think they rounded up and killed the goblins. What did it? But it keeps happening. Is the problem, and I don't want to shut this thing down. It brings a lot of money into the town, but if this keeps happening, I'm not gonna. I can't abide it. So we need to figure out what's going on and what's causing it. We've had people sweep through that place. We ain't found nothing. So that's where we're at.
I see. You don't have any clues as to what might be causing these accidents.
Nope, not a thing.
Well, I have a few unique capabilities, so perhaps I can provide some assistance. I'll head to the dungeon right now if that's all right, and I'll set up a patrol.
Yeah, that seems just fine. Uh, thank you. You don't need to rest or anything. You just came in town.
No, I'm quite refreshed, actually.
Okay. Great. Get. I'll be here if you have any questions.
Thank you. Good day.
Okay. It's you head outside, and it's at this point there is a pop and a kind of a rush of wind, and a small green person appears and comes up to you and says, Excuse me, sir, have you seen a young woman? I can't. And before he remembers to cover his face up, and that is where we will end tonight's session.